Hello everyone, welcome back. I've brought in this hornbeam today to do a bit of pruning on it, and just a bit of taking off some of these dead stubs and stuff, maybe putting a bit of wire on just to help the branches spread out a bit, so they're kind of all grouping together a little bit. I've got this tree. I bought this tree a couple of years ago. I chopped it right back, and it was bought. When I bought it, it was supposed to be a dwarf hornbeam. Now I think it's been grafted on here, and it's not too bad of a graft, only that it's a different colour, but it was buried, so I'm hoping that colour will eventually kind of fade away and it starts to blend in a bit better. But the actual tree itself, as a dwarf, the leaves were quite big in comparison to some of my other hornbeams, so I'm not sure what the story is with it, but anyway, it's kind of got a very wide root spread here. One root's coming right out here, one's coming out here. This way, as you can see, not a lot, so it's obviously going to have to be this the front or this. This one looks to be the better transition, so this will probably be the front, and it will keep these branches as back branches. Now what I want to do is just bring some of these branches just out a little bit, just to open it up slightly, and try and get it to fill out more rather than just all growing up together. So we'll get on with this. We'll get some wiring done, and we'll also take off some of these dead stubs. So, just fold up my stool. The room is so small here, I have to have a little fold up stool that I can fold up when I'm working on the trees. Okay, so we'll start with this one. We have this one here. We could possibly bring forward slightly, just to create a space there. Let's take off some of these dead stubs anyway first. We've chopped them back in the past. Chop these off, and then that will give us a clearer picture of what we've got to work with. So take all them off. These heavy ones here. Take that one off. I will treat these again. We'll put a bit of sealant on them. I'll leave that until I've finished working on the tree. I'll get the tree done first, and then we'll seal them up so I'm not getting it all over my hands. Okay, so let's look at this branch here. This back branch is probably okay, it's going out enough. This one we could maybe bring down another bit. Or we could bring this one down. Maybe we'll bring this one down, leave that one. Or we could bring it down slightly, but not a lot. So we'll start with these two. That's not going to be heavy enough. We'll get some heavier wire for that. I like to use, if anything, slightly heavier wires than you need on deciduous trees. Less chance of it biting in. Just gonna put this around here. Yeah, it didn't really grow great, this tree, last year. No, I did chop it, so there was no branches, so it has grown some branches, but could have been a little bit more vigorous, I feel. The leaves on it were pretty big, but that could have just been from the chopping of it. It sent out very heavy big leaves. Once it ramifies more, like I have another one here which isn't the dwarf variety, and you can see the ramification on that. The buds are a lot smaller, so maybe when we get this ramified more, they'll start, well, it definitely will start sending out some smaller leaves. Now I'm just going to prune this back a bit. Grab that piece of wire there. As far back as we need to go with that one. We'll just, again, we'll prune this one just to this outward facing bud. Okay, so that bottom branch looks pretty okay now. We will probably want this one maybe a little bit lower. Let's take it down slightly, so that they're not crossing, and we'll bring this one up slightly. That's a bit better. Now this one we can maybe force out a little bit too, just to kind of fill out more out here. We could grow this one out alright, but if we bring it out, then we can also work with this, so we'll have two going out that way. So just take off that dead stub. So again, we'll just put a bit of wire on that. So I'll just lock it off onto this branch. And like with all these trees, I'll try and keep my eye on it. Now it's got wire on it because we don't want it scarring it. It's going to take quite a while to get rid of the scarring if it does scar. So if we have it something like that, so we can bring that branch up there and just take the top off that one there. So that should create something here. We have something here, something back here, so we're starting to get somewhere. Now this one, it's quite heavy, but it is flexible enough that we can bring that forward a bit. You can see it's quite two-dimensional, so if we was to bring that one forward, it will give us something out here. So I'll lock it off with this one back here, and then maybe pull that one out a little bit too. This one might be a little light for that. A little bit heavier one. Might be a bit too heavy. Here's a piece of this old stuff here that I've recycled. So I want to bring it down and forward this way, so you want to be wrapping your wire the way you want to move it. So because I want to bring it forward, I'm going to bring the wire around and wrap it this way, so as I'm bringing the branch forward, it's tightening the wire on. If I did it this way and I brought it, it would be kind of loosening the wire. So you want to be going in, always put the wire on the direction you want to bend the branch. I'll just wrap this one around the trunk. There's a couple of lower buds here, we'll just break them off, we won't want them. And we'll just wrap that around there. Carefully now, because this is a bit heavy for this branch. Like I said, with deciduous ones especially, you want it, I find it's better to have it heavier than you need, because it's less likely to bite in as much. Okay, so I'm just bringing that forward just a little bit like that. If you leave a tail on your wire like this when you're manipulating it, you can pull that rather than being chancing breaking your branch by holding that. Okay, so just cut that bit off there now. And again, we'll just prune this one back to, let's say here, with that bud. We'll bring this one back to here, this outward facing bud. And now this branch we can bring back a bit, it's kind of up here with the apex, so we'll just reduce that down by bringing it back slightly. And then we'll just kind of to take off a lot of that, so I'm going to take it off. Just thinking now, do I want to bring it down more to create more in this gap here? I'll bring it down more like this, and then we get this bud here to grow out here. This one will grow up, so I think we'll cut it back here then. Just take off that wire, I'll just chop it back there. So this will be a sacrifice bud. We'll get this bud grow in this direction, filling in this gap, and this one out here. And then we can reduce that off and we'll have two branches here. Up the top, I'm going to take off this tip. We'll keep these buds and these buds back here. And then this one, I think we'll take off to here. We've got a bud this side, a bud here and a bud down here. Again, this might be sacrificial, we'll see. I'm just looking at this one here now. We're keeping that. I'm thinking I might reduce that one back. It might start competing too much. So I'm going to take it back one more step. We have some buds under here we can get rid of. One right underneath there. I'll get rid of that one. There is one on that side. I don't know if I want to grow a branch out there. It will be opposite to this one, but I might end up taking this one off and keeping that one and getting rid of keeping this one instead. The dead bit there, I'll take that off. This branch, we could possibly just bring it slightly out. This back one is okay, we'll just reduce this back one. I think next year now we might start getting some smaller leaves on it. We start getting more ramification. Yeah, I think we could just bring that one out just down a little bit. So I'll just lock it off on this branch down here. Just do a double wrap on the trunk. and then put a second one on. Bring that one around onto this branch, just to give that a bit of movement. Just that one out there, and then we can just kind of bring them down just a little bit. Okay. The rest, I think, is not too. I don't know about this branch back here. I'm kind of. I think I'm going to straighten that up, and we'll let the buds do the work rather than bending the branch. It looks kind of a bit weird. We will cut it back, and we'll leave these two buds grow. But other than that, I think we're pretty good. This one couldn't maybe go this way slightly. Yeah, we'll be reducing this one back, I think we're set up now for pretty nice structural work. Just give you a kind of a turn of it. I think that'll fill out nicely, start looking quite natural looking. Okay, so we'll put that one to one side, and we'll just have a look at the other one. Okay, this is my other one. Very bad root structure on it. So I planted it on this piece of wood quite a few years ago now. This is aquarium wood, so it takes forever to rot, so it's pretty solid. This is just a piece of Chinese oh, it'll come to me in a minute. Honeysuckle, Chinese honeysuckle. I just kind of put that on. It was just a tiny little thing, and it's just spreading, so I just keep it trimmed back like a little bush underneath. It's got a bit of a weird kink at the top, as you can see. Looks a lot worse, obviously, without the foliage on it. With the foliage on it, you can't really see that. You don't take much notice of it. I'm kind of reluctant to take it off, because if I take it off, I'm ending up with 3 branches, which looks a bit like it'd be a job to try and create something out of. But apart from that, it's not too bad. And again, I've been working on this a bit longer, so you can see there's a lot more ramification and a lot smaller buds on it. So hopefully the other one will go the same. I must remember to put the sealant on that one. I'll do that when I finish this one. So this guy, I'm just going to basically go around, thin it out a bit where it needs, taking off anything that's dead, reducing some of the branches back. Where it needs it. Probably would take that whole top off. Take this one back. Do some of these back. This guy is kind of, it could be wired. We could put a bit of wire on that one just to bring it around slightly. Just quickly throw a bit of wire onto it. kind of roughly. Let's get it. Just bring it around this way a bit more like that. Take off the dead stubs. Again, dead stub there. This one we could maybe level out a bit. Tend to stick up a little bit in the air. Something like that. Okay, so now we move up to this branch. Dead piece there, just take that off. We have a branch here which is kind of interfering, so I'll take that out, or at least back. This guy, reduce him back. Take out that dead stub. Take off that top bit. This one's starting to get a bit long. Reduce him back. Dead stub there we can take out. And now up into the apex again. Just take off the dead stubs, take off some of the length of some of these branches. And this one again. To there. Take that one back to there. Take out that dead bit. More there, and over here we're a bit cluster going on, so reduce that back by one, take the ends off. Okay, I think we're more or less done with that. It's just a quick going over, taking off the dead stuff. Again, like I said, it's a bit ugly this with the bit funny looking when there is no foliage on it, but it is what it is. We have to make do with what we've got. Maybe in the future when it's a bigger tree and I don't know, maybe like if I was to take that off it would be a bit of a disaster looking thing, so at least with this apex on it, it's not too bad when it's in leaf. Okay, so I'd say that's about it for this video. Like I said, we try and remember to keep an eye on the wire and hopefully we'll get some better ramification now on this one this year, which we should do. It kind of sulked a bit when I chopped it back and put it in this pot. So hopefully now it'll start to grow next spring good and strong, and we can give it a few pruning sessions and get it opening up more and filling out more at the same time. Okay, so that'll be it for this video. Again, I will keep you updated in the spring. We'll have a look at these, see how they've got on. Let's see how this is turning out. It looks, when I look at it in the camera, it does look like this needs to come down more, but when I'm looking at it in the flesh it doesn't, so I don't know. It's the always thing with the camera, always looks a bit different than in real life. Okay, so we'll put it back on the bench and we'll wait for spring. So as always guys, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.